Just because it's August doesn't mean planting season is over. In fact, this is a great time to sneak in a few tough perennials that can handle the heat and still reward you with color late into the season. But here's the thing, not all perennials behave. Some take over your garden, spread too fast, or just wilt under the summer sun. That's why in this video, we're focusing on perennials that check all the right boxes. Heat-tolerant, non-invasive, and beautiful well into fall. So if your beds still have gaps, or you're just looking to extend the show a little longer, these 7 plants are exactly what you need. Tough, tidy, and ready to thrive even in early August. Kicking off the list is Veitch's Blue Globe Thistle, a bold, sculptural perennial that thrives in heat and brings electric color when the garden needs it most. Veitch's Blue Globe Thistle is a standout perennial, known for its dramatic form and toughness. With silver-green foliage and striking globe-shaped flower heads in vivid steely blue, this plant adds structure and contrast to sunny borders. It's native to dry, rocky regions, so it's perfectly adapted to withstand harsh summer conditions, including the heat of early August. This cultivar stays neat and compact, rarely exceeding 3 feet tall, and won't spread beyond its clump. What sets Veitch's Blue apart is its ability to thrive where other plants fade. It tolerates drought, poor soil, and full sun without complaint, making it ideal for tough garden spots. It doesn't reseed excessively like some wild thistles, and its tidy growth makes it easy to integrate into any design without fear of takeover. Even better, it's deer-resistant and loved by pollinators, especially bees and butterflies. As the season progresses, its bold, spherical blooms remain upright and eye-catching, eventually giving way to equally architectural seed heads. These dried forms carry the plant's visual interest through late fall, offering texture and a silvery blue tone that works beautifully with fall foliage and grasses. It's the kind of plant that still turns heads when others have called it a quits. Use echinops in the middle of a border, beside ornamental grasses or lavender, or as a punctuation plant in a dry garden. Its structural beauty and low-maintenance nature make it a rock-solid choice for gardeners who want lasting color without the fuss. Coming in next is Jeana garden phlox, a refined, long-blooming cultivar that thrives through the heat and draws in pollinators like a magnet. Jeana garden phlox brings elegance and endurance to the summer garden. Unlike older phlox varieties, Jeana stays compact, resists mildew, and produces clusters of soft lavender-pink flowers on tall, upright stems. It's well-suited for gardeners looking to add reliable vertical color without worrying about disease or mess. Growing up to 4 feet tall but remaining narrow and clump-forming, it's a tidy perennial that fits comfortably into even smaller border spaces. This cultivar has earned praise for its heat tolerance and stamina during long, dry summers. It's not invasive or aggressive, staying where you plant it without reseeding all over the place. It thrives in full sun to partial shade and prefers moderately fertile, moist soil, but can handle periods of drought once established. Jeana was even selected by Mount Cuba Center as the top-performing garden phlox thanks to its balance of beauty, resilience, and pollinator appeal. What makes Jeana really shine is its bloom duration. Starting in mid to late summer and continuing into early fall, the plant produces waves of delicate blooms that seem to float above the foliage. Butterflies absolutely love it, especially monarchs, and the flowers hold up well in both the heat and rain. Even as other perennials begin to fade, Jeana keeps on blooming with poise and grace. Tuck this phlox into a mixed border alongside echinacea, rudbeckia, or ornamental grasses for a layered, long-blooming display. Its upright form and soft color make it easy to combine, and it brings both vertical interest and pollinator power exactly when your garden needs a late-season lift. Up next is Little Spire Russian Sage, a compact Russian sage that delivers silvery elegance and violet-blue blooms deep into fall. Little Spire is a more garden-friendly version of the classic Russian sage. It keeps the same beautiful, feathery gray-green foliage and airy lavender-blue flower spikes, but in a shorter, tidier form, typically reaching just 2 to 3 feet tall. This makes it perfect for smaller spaces or tighter borders where full-sized Perovskia might feel too wild. The finely textured leaves release a light herbal scent when brushed, adding a sensory bonus to its ornamental value. What really sets Little Spire apart is its resilience. It thrives in dry, poor soils, bakes happily in full sun, and shrugs off drought once established. Unlike some Russian sages that can spread too aggressively, this cultivar is a sterile hybrid, meaning it won't reseed or take over your beds. It's deer-resistant, rarely bothered by pests, and keeps looking tidy even in punishing summer heat. Its bloom season stretches from midsummer through October, with tall wands of lavender-blue flowers swaying above the silvery foliage. This continuous color adds softness and motion to hot season borders, especially when paired with stronger shapes like coneflowers or ornamental grasses. The contrast of warm light on cool-toned blooms during golden hour is especially striking. Plant Little Spire near the front or midsection of a sunny bed. Line a pathway or pair it with bold textures like Rudbeckia or sedum. Its soft shimmer, graceful movement, and non-invasive nature make it one of the most effortless late summer performers out there. Taking the 4th spot is Golden Fleece goldenrod, a low-growing goldenrod that lights up the late-season garden without taking over. Unlike the weedy goldenrods you might see in wild fields, Golden Fleece is a refined, compact cultivar bred specifically for garden use. It forms tidy mounds of deep green foliage topped with arcing sprays of small golden yellow flowers that appear in late summer and continue into early fall. At only about 18 inches tall and 24 inches wide, it's the perfect size for edging borders or filling in bare sunny patches without overwhelming its neighbors. This goldenrod is remarkably tough. It thrives in full sun, handles drought well once established, and isn't picky about soil. Even in the dog days of August, it keeps blooming happily. And best of all, Golden Fleece is clump-forming and sterile, meaning it won't self-seed or become invasive like its wilder cousins. It also resists deer and attracts beneficial insects, including butterflies, bees, and hoverflies. The bloom display is rich and cheerful, bringing a burst of color just as many other plants are starting to fade. Its fine-textured foliage and gracefully arcing flowers add softness and movement to late-season plantings. The golden hue pairs beautifully with purple or blue companions like salvia, aster, or agastache. Try planting Golden Fleece at the front of a border, beside stone paths, or in mixed sun-drenched beds. It's an ideal solution for gardeners who want pollinator-friendly, heat-loving blooms without worrying about aggressive spread or constant pruning. Holding strong at number 5 is Husker Red beardtongue, a striking foliage-first perennial that keeps its cool even in August heat. Husker Red is loved just as much for its deep burgundy leaves as it is for its airy spires of pale pink to white flowers. This native cultivar forms a tidy, upright clump with a strong vertical presence, and its rich foliage color holds all season, adding contrast and drama even when it's not in bloom. Typically growing 2 to 3 feet tall, it brings both color and structure without overwhelming surrounding plants or spreading beyond its place. It's also incredibly tough, tolerating heat, drought, and poor soil with ease once established. Husker Red is a well-behaved clump former, not invasive, and doesn't reseed aggressively in most conditions. It thrives in full sun, but can also handle light shade, and its natural resistance to deer and pests makes it a reliable choice for low-maintenance gardeners. In early to mid-summer, the plant sends up elegant flower stalks covered in tubular blooms that hummingbirds and bees can't resist. Even as the flower show fades, the dark foliage remains attractive, giving the garden a bold, architectural look through late summer and into fall. The seed heads also add a bit of texture if left standing. Use Husker Red in naturalistic plantings, mixed borders, or massed as a foliage feature in sunny foundation beds. Its contrasting color, heat tolerance, and tidy habit make it a standout companion for softer greens and silvery plants like catmint or artemisia. Coming in at number 6 is Whirling Butterflies gaura, a graceful bloomer that floats through late summer like a dancer on the breeze. Whirling Butterflies brings a light and airy touch to the garden when the heat is at its peak. This variety of gaura forms a loose mound of slender, reddish-green stems topped with fluttering white flowers that resemble tiny butterflies in motion. It's a sun-loving perennial that grows about 2 to 3 feet tall with a billowy habit that softens edges and fills in spaces without crowding out other plants. What makes this cultivar special is its resilience. It handles drought and heat like a pro, thrives in lean soils, and doesn't mind humidity or neglect. Unlike some fast-spreading varieties, Whirling Butterflies stays controlled and well-behaved. It may reseed lightly, but it's easy to manage and never invasive. Once established, it blooms with minimal water and maintenance, making it perfect for late summer borders and tough spots. The white blooms appear in succession from midsummer all the way through fall, creating a shimmering, constantly moving effect that's especially magical in the evening light. Pollinators love it, and the plant looks good even between blooms thanks to its fine-textured, reddish foliage. It's the kind of plant that adds life and softness just when the garden is at risk of looking tired. Plant it near pathways, in gravel gardens, or mixed in with grasses and upright bloomers like echinacea or salvia. Its wild elegance, movement, and toughness make Whirling Butterflies a top performer when other plants are starting to wind down. Wrapping up the list is Blue Fortune Anise Hyssop, a heat-tolerant powerhouse with upright blooms and a minty scent that pollinators can't resist. Blue Fortune is a hybrid anise hyssop that combines the best of both worlds, bold vertical form and non-stop blooming power. It forms sturdy clumps of aromatic foliage with thick, upright spikes of soft lavender blue flowers that appear in mid to late summer and carry on into fall. Reaching about 2 to 3 feet tall and wide, it stays nicely contained and doesn't reseed wildly like some other Agastache varieties. This plant is built for summer stress. It thrives in hot, dry conditions and actually prefers lean, well-drained soils, making it a go-to for low-maintenance or xeric gardens. Once established, it barely needs supplemental water and resists deer and rabbits thanks to its strong herbal scent. It's clump-forming and non-invasive, so it plays nicely with others in mixed borders. As the season pushes into its later chapters, Blue Fortune keeps blooming while many plants start to fade. Its thick flower spikes are a magnet for bees, butterflies, and even hummingbirds, creating a lively display that's as functional as it is beautiful. The sturdy stems also hold up well to wind and rain, making this a reliable structural plant in rough weather. Try using it as a vertical accent in sunny perennial beds, near patios, or alongside other tough bloomers like sedum, rudbeckia, or Russian sage. With its fragrant foliage, long bloom time, and late-season presence, Blue Fortune is one of the easiest ways to keep the show going deep into fall, without adding any stress to your garden chores. And there you have it, 7 tough, non-invasive perennials to plant now and enjoy through the end of the season. No stress, no mess, just reliable late summer color. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Only on PlantDo Home and Garden.